There we go. Maybe. There we go. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the most interactive wrestling show on the interweb. Welcome back to Wrestling with Omer. It is Thanksgiving. Thursday. Usually we do this on Sunday, but Thursday, November 28th, 2024. The year is winding down, but I am not because I am here. I know we missed the show on Sunday last week. Of course, I had a lot of travel I had to do coming back from Full Gear this past Saturday. I was out there with the boys enjoying that pay-per-view. It had a hell of a time. And now I am back. So doing a bit of a makeup show here for y'all. So we have a lot to get to, a lot of stuff in this busy week of professional wrestling. But of course, you guys know the drill. You guys know the rules. If you guys have something you want to talk about, you guys leave a chat. You guys have something you want to get off your mind, you leave a chat. If you have a question you want to ask me, you leave a chat. We have a lot of guiding questions here today. Of course, Ricky Starks, that whole situation becoming messy is the best way I could describe it. No Lionel. And we also are going to be talking about AEW kind of downsizing that Australia show a little bit. A lot of it. They were originally supposed to do it in the stadium. That, of course, is not happening. That is no longer the case. Now they are doing it in a 13,000-seat arena. So a lot of stuff to get into today. We got Taco Kid. What's up? Good. Happy Thanksgiving to you too as well, Taco Kid. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying this holiday. Hope you enjoy the Survivor Series. I remember you saying in one of the chats that you were going to be at Survivor Series. Of course, that is a major pay-per-view that is happening this coming Sunday or Saturday at like 6 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern. So get there early, Taco Kid. You gotta get up there by like noon, or you gotta start driving by noon, I think, to like make it across the old border into Vancouver, probably somewhere around that. We got Mike in the chat. What's good, Mike? Haven't seen you in the chat in a while. I've seen you in the comment section though. Shout out to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. FM in the chat. Ricky Starks is a chump. It should part ways with certain things you don't do when you work for the competition. He's a clown. Well, we'll talk about some of those narratives in a little bit, but I in the end result, I do kind of agree. I think that they should part ways. But again, a lot to delve into when it comes to that Ricky Starks situation. Also, a lot to delve into with this, when we got this coffee, because I have not had my coffee today yet. Big day ahead of me. Having going to see family later. I'm going to start driving at 8 a.m. to make sure I get there early. Oh, my goodness. 8 a.m. is great. That's like what? Oh, Jesus, Taco Kid. You got like Taco Kid. It's like, what, 7 hours until the show starts. It's a WWE show, too. You can get there right at 3 p.m. when they start, and you'll be fine. You're not going to miss anything because they're going to do the national anthem. They're going to do, like, a few other things, and then they'll finally get to the actual show. But, no, Survivor Series, looking to be a fun little card. I was going to put up a poll. I might as well just do that right now here with the people, the most likely suspects outside of Taco Kid who would be watching, but and do a poll. Do you want to see a Survivor Series? Oh, I gotta put WWE. Gotta get those keywords in there, baby. If you're ever gonna become a YouTuber, always remember keywords are key to getting clicks. Survivor Series, live watch along, and it's gonna be a simple yes or no. I've been thinking of bringing those back. I've been thinking about, doing this more. I remember that was like a big part of my wrestling coverage when I was first getting started over at Real Take Sports. And then obviously we did a bunch here on Real Take Wrestling. But, I mean, quite honestly, like the time and the energy it used to take to do those. Because those of you who were there for the early days of me on YouTube, it took a lot of energy out of me to do those live streams. And, as you can tell, my throat is still recovering from Full Gear. Kenny Baum is going to clip that, I'm sure. But my throat is still recovering from screaming my ass off at Full Gear. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know how much energy I can, literal energy I can devote to those. But Well, I might give it a try, do a little chill thing, because I did look a very chill one for the Tyson fight, and that turned out pretty well, and I enjoyed that. So might be what I do this coming Saturday. I always wake up at like 6 a.m. anyway because of work, plus want to explore the city. Hey, man, exploring the city is fun. That's why, like, whenever I travel, whenever I go to, like, a city or like, for a pay-per-view or if I'm covering something, I either take the earliest flight out possible or I go the day before so I can have some time to explore the city. I've done that with Seattle, and Seattle's a beautiful, beautiful city. Like, I always, like, joke, like, Seattle's probably the only city on the West Coast I would ever consider moving to. But, like, I enjoy, like, going to LA for, like, fun, but I could never live there. San Francisco, I despise that city for multiple reasons. Mostly because, well, there's some people who run that city that I am not fond of. And like, I haven't been to Portland, but I imagine Portland is what Portland sounds like. It's gonna rain, but Seattle's a fun place. People seem very nice. So, Taco Kid says, honestly, sometimes waiting at the border takes long. I went once and it took me 2 hours. Hey, man, get across that border and you go to that show, Taco Kid. You enjoy the hell out of it. We're gonna have Taco Kid live on the scene at Survivor Series. I really do hope you enjoy. By the way, hit up Mr. Dubs, man. Mr. Dubs is gonna be at the show. Shout out to Mr. Dubs, who earlier this week made an appearance on Kiss the Ring on a live stream. Mending fences, building bridges, that is what we do. Or that is what I do. I try. No relation. Anyway, guys, fun stuff. But yeah, Survivor Series this weekend. Obviously, next couple of days are going to be a very fun time for me because I don't have work. So I'm going to be devoting a lot of that time to content creation. So going to get some fun stuff from me. A few videos already in the queue over at youtube.com/WrestleVibes. Go check that out. But I know why you're all here. I know you're not here to listen to me talk about my life, even though some of you may be. But let's talk about Ricky Starks. This is a very messy situation. So Ricky Starks, just background, and I covered this, pretty in depth in a video I did 2 days ago. But just to recap a little bit, Ricky Starks was, not on AEW TV ever since he and Big Bill lost the AEW World Tag Team Championships right around March. He, I believe, had a match with FTR. They had a match, I should say, with FTR in March. And ever since then, he's not been seen on TV. And it was speculated at one point that it had to do with his injuries or something like that. And that was simply not the case, according to Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks has said that he had a stinger. He said this in a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet. He has reiterated multiple times throughout the past couple of months that he was not indeed injured. And the thing is that AEW stands for at least the first couple of months following the March stinger was that he was injured and that he was not cleared. That's literally out of the mouth of Tony Khan himself. So, conflicting stories for months. He hasn't been on TV. That already raised some eyebrows. Then, we get Ricky Starks, coming out and doing the Indy, the House of Glory show, and he was promoting this House of Glory show. Then he comes down to the mall in New Jersey, which I was at, by the way, which vlog coming. Like, I know some of y'all have been asking, vlog coming soon. But then he was at the GCW show, which they had in the mall in New Jersey, which I was at. I didn't get to see Ricky Starks because me, just Brian, and Kenny Baum had left at that point. But he comes down the escalators, one of the coolest spots I've seen in wrestling in a while, with him just, like, carrying the Louis Vuitton bag down the escalator, sunglasses on, like, as if he was just shopping in the mall. He's like, hey, GCW, let's do this, baby. By the way, shout out to Ricky Starks for getting that tax write-off. Whatever he bought at Louis Vuitton, he can now write off on his taxes. But anyway, Ricky promotes his presence at GCW the day of Full Gear. We would all presume that it was cleared by Tony Khan. It was cleared by AEW management. And then we get a bunch of reports in unison. First, we get the report about Ricky's contract status, courtesy of FightfulSelect.com. And they had reported that AEW last year had added an option year for Ricky Stark. They had accepted an option year for Ricky Starks, meaning that Ricky would be extended until the summer or spring of 2025. And prior to them accepting that option, Ricky had basically told them that he would like to test the market. And it would seem to be the case that AEW said, no thanks, pal. That doesn't work for me, brother. Then we get, after GCW has already promoted Ricky Starks for multiple weeks and multiple shows, and then that's already happened, we get the news that Ricky Starks has been pulled from all GCW shows, all of them. And this comes from GCW, and like GCW's since then kind of like announced that there's going to be multiple other people that are kind of essentially making up for Ricky Starks, but Ricky Starks get pulled from all GCW shows. And I saw a question in the chat that essentially asked, if I can find it, did AEW pull Ricky from Indies or just GCW? Also, it's sad seeing people attacking Tony Khan's family over this. We'll get to the Tony Khan family part, but as of right now, it is just GCW, and it seems to be specifically a GCW thing. I'm going to actually pull up exactly what this seems to be all about in just 1 second. I have to get on it. But it's a very messy situation. It all stems, it all doesn't stem from one or two things. It stems from multiple things, but part of this, and the GCW part of this specifically, stems from comments made by Effie and on a recent podcast that he did. And I'm going to actually pull up a clip of it so that you guys can kind of just see what the hell was said. But essentially, there were some comments made on this podcast that Tony did not appreciate, which ended up leading to Ricky Starks getting pulled from all of the GCW shows that he was originally scheduled for. So it is an extremely messy situation. No Lionel, as I like to say, but yeah, I mean, I apologize. I am trying to pull this up. Having a little bit of trouble today with the old computer. I do need to get a new computer. That is that's gotta happen one way or another at some point. I can't. I'm so done working with this thing. All right, let's see. Reincarnated. Why is this not working? Well, can't get the clip to show up, but I'll just play the audio instead. Oh, never mind. There it is. There it is. It wasn't showing up the preview screen. All right, cool. Well, now you get to see behind the scenes of how this works. But anyway, comments were made by Effie, specifically about Tony Khan and his family that Tony didn't appreciate. Here are said comments.
Moving forward to the big Hammerstein show, and let me be honest. All right, I'm not going to sound
be
bitter.
frank.
I'm going to be fucking frank. We announced this show. It's big. We're returning almost 3 years later to the date. Big time. And there's no way it's not going to make me sound like somebody could clip this and be like, he's being a jealous bitch. Not only like 2 weeks later, AEW announces they're going to do the same venue 3 nights. For them, it would be considered a smaller venue. Ring of Honor historically has used this venue. WWE has historically used this venue. ECW has historically used this venue. There's a lot of wrestling history in this venue. The current Ring of Honor is not what Ring of Honor was before. It's mostly just kind of their AEW dark product. I understand they want to do it. It's very exciting for people to do it. I don't understand why there's no exclusivity to wrestling. I guess we didn't negotiate it. But it's very confusing that, like, within the same month, y'all got to run the same venue as us. When for us, as an independent, this is a larger thing. For you, this is a way to cover up the fact that a Ring of Honor pay-per-view right now could not sell out the tickets you think it could. And even asking Daniel Bryan to come back for the last big one you did in Texas to come to that show still wasn't that sold on.
That was not the
still
only.
wasn't that
Okay,
sold.
okay. So that was the preamble to this. There's more to these comments, but there you heard the first kind of spark to this, where Effie, who is a GCW talent, I want to be clear, Effie is not an executive or a booker in GCW, but he is one of the faces of that brand, of that company. Well, like if you think of GCW, some of the first things that come up are like Effie, like Effie's Big Brunch, like, which is a fun event, by the way, to go to in all out weekend in Chicago. But regardless, part of the frustration on Effie's part seemed to have stemmed from AEW announcing that they were going to be running the Hammerstein Ballroom. I had the same exact thing, Taco Kid, but and this was like literally a month before GCW was already scheduled to run the Hammerstein Ballroom. They didn't negotiate exclusivity, as Effie said, so it's kind of, it is what it is there. But this specifically right here is the comment that we believe that Tony Khan has taken umbrage with.
Tickets, and this is nothing to the talent. I think the talent, you should take anything you can get, but also y'all have no buzz, no draw, and we've been riding the lightning on having to actually run a profitable company for the past few years to continue existing. We do not have as much backup. I'll put it this way. My company, I don't run a company. Our company, GCW can't run on a $40 million deficit and continue to run shows. But some of us have the privilege of being able to run at a $40 million deficit.
Brett doesn't own a football team?
Brett does not own a football team. Brett doesn't have a dad who pays him to stay away. I don't want this to be a personal thing.
Well, it became a personal thing. Those are the comments made by Effie that, allegedly Tony has taken umbrage with. I want to be clear about this, though. I see why Tony would be upset. He does not like it when people talk about his dad. I get that, all right? On a human level, I get that. But I also, and this is like, it's true, Tony Khan is a billionaire. And as I would say to most billionaires who would look at that and be like, F this, I don't want, cry me a river. Like genuine, like that's just me. Like it is, I have very little sympathy, because at the end of the day, this is Effie. These are just words. These are just comments he's making on a podcast, right? But to then go out and essentially say like, oh, well, my talent can't work GCW anymore. And specifically this talent who right now there are multiple reports out of that he doesn't want to be here, that he's going to leave or whatever. And that, there's already all this whole messy situation. It just makes everything even messier. I look at that and I'm like, I understand on a personal level why Tony would be upset. He doesn't like it when people talk about his father. I know personally I don't like it when people talk about mine. Yet, at the same time, you are running a business, my guy. Your brand, your PR, those things matter. And at the end of the day, this is small potatoes. And Effie, by the way, is entitled to feel however he feels about this. Like, genuinely. He's entitled to feel however he feels. He is, to a certain degree, he's not an executive, but he is a representative of GCW. And, it's one of those things where, sometimes your words are going to matter more than if, someone else went out and said them. But those were the comments that essentially frustrated AEW management to the point where, they got pulled. I think that it was pretty stupid for AEW to pull. If that is the reason why they pulled Ricky Starks off of the GCW shows, it's stupid. It is objectively stupid. It hurts your company. It does not make things better with your relationship with Ricky Starks. Not that they get any worse at this point, it would seem. But it's a horrible look. It comes across as very petty. It comes across as extremely petty. And again, I want to say this on a human level. I would totally understand Tony not wanting to associate with that. But at the end of the day, it's not like Brett Lauderdale, who's the actual owner and booker of GCW, came out and said that. It's not like a GCW booker or whatever said that. It's Effie, a GCW talent. And again, from a company standpoint, Effie's out there kind of bashing ROH, bashing whatever, saying they got no like, look, at the end of the day, I don't know what this would prove because AEW is leagues and multiple times bigger than GCW will ever be. Let's be honest here. AEW right now, they are not as hot as they've ever been. They are not as popular as they've ever been. This is just the truth as far as a eyeballs on the product. But even then, they are multiple times the company, multiple times. They take up multiple times the market share that GCW ever will. So I understand being upset, but doing it at the expense of your talent, I think is bad, and it's bad PR for you at a time where you need good PR. Excuse me for one sec. You need good PR though. Oh dear, it's hot in here, so I gotta turn on the fan. But the whole situation is pretty. It's baffling to me, but it is oof. Take a look at some of your comments, guys. I think it's like what Tommy Dreamer once said. It's all about the eyes of the booker. If you don't shine in the eyes of the booker, you won't be seen regardless of how good you are. I don't know if Tony Khan and I have the same vision then. like genuinely, if he does not see the talent in Ricky Starks, which I don't think is the case, I think a lot of this is probably more, again, this is my reckless speculation, but I think a lot of this is more he sees Ricky as a guy who will likely go to WWE, and he does not want to give Ricky the shine before he goes, because part of him was probably burned with the Stephanie Vaquero situation as well. That said, I am baffled by the decision not sending him to New Japan to make him better, unless this is one of those. I don't think it's even Punk. I don't think it has to do with Punk. I think it's more of like, I don't even know. It's just, I think it's just like, it's one of those like just business things that is like probably a little bit more personal than just business. Tony's the worst booker. How do you fail with many talents? MJF used to be must-see. Wardlow is set to be a star. Mercedes promos pumped CEO chants. Have a ton of breaks. Pumped. I mean, I do think that the like Wardlow has definitely taken it. I mean, Wardlow is not on TV. Horrible. You got to have that guy on TV. If it's just GCW, I kind of saw it coming from a mile away. The moment GCW and WWE got on good terms, AEW collabs became smaller and smaller. I mean, they're still collaborating. Like, Marina Shafir and Jon Moxley on Sunday were at a GCW show. So, I mean, I think that has less to do with it. Like, GCW is going to say, take whoever they can get. Like, even that WrestleMania show where WWE had collaboration and Nick Khan was backstage, there were AEW talent on that show. Like, GCW is literally where worlds collide. Like, that is the closest we'll get to a WWE versus AEW kind of like super show. Not to mention GCW sued AEW once for Fight Forever. I mean, yeah, there's history there too. But that being said, Tony Khan has also like gone out of his way to do like very, very nice things for AEW talent or for GCW talent. Like, I think SRS, Sean Ross Sapp had told a story like, you know, there was one specific talent, didn't name the talent, obviously, that, you know, didn't have a place to live. And Tony Khan put that person on a salary. And, like, there's other stories of, like, Tony Khan doing very nice things for people. So, I mean, that's why this, like, is kind of like, what is going on here? What is truly going on here, you know? Tony drops the ball with talent more than not. Losing Cody, Punk really screwed up AEW booking. Punk, I mean, I don't think Cody. Here's the thing: Cody didn't screw up AEW booking. Cody just made WWE a better place to be and a more must-see place to be, in my opinion. In the perception of things, Punk leaving definitely screwed up a lot of booking. 100% screwed up a lot of plans and a lot of booking. They had to vacate the World Championship basically twice in one summer because of different things around CM Punk. Obviously, the injuries are what they are. They had to do it, but like Brawl Out was on top of those was really bad. No one cares about now it's people just crashing out about Mercedes. Come on now. It's probably due to the culmination of AEW, GCW issues. I don't think Tony just did it for those comments. I mean, that's what people at AEW are reportedly saying. I think AEW times WWE is more likely than I thought AEW times GCW was going to happen for long recently. Yeah. You got Tony in the chat. Tony Khan is fearing after Stephanie Becker immediately left AEW for WWE NXT. I mean, I definitely think there's a little bit of that being burned by that for sure. I do think like AEW kind of learned a lesson there. But then again, I mean, like that's business, man. Like people are out here like saying, "Oh, Stephanie Becker used AEW to platform herself and get a contract with WWE." Yeah, and so what? She should. It's what I would have done. Like, you can say that the company should have put certain guardrails in place, and I would have probably agreed with you. But people out here say, like, Stephanie Becker, she betrayed AEW. She had no loyalty to AEW. She was not under contract with AEW. Let's not pretend that. Now, do I agree with some of the things that she may have done in the companies that she was signed with in Mexico? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, if you have, like, we are only here for a finite amount of time. And when you have a chance, a life-changing opportunity like getting signed with a major professional wrestling promotion in North America that is going to get you paid, that is going to get you exposure, that's going to get you that bag, you do it. You do it. Get your money up, not your funny up. Like I say this as someone who's like, bro, if y'all say this as a damn socialist, bro, get your money up, not your funny up. Like, because the system is not going to work for you. You have to make it work for you. Leo in the chat says, I only mentioned Punk because it's one of those rumors heard early on Ricky as one of the people Punk wanted to work with. Yeah, Punk wanted to work with a lot of people, though. I mean, I know he's like says that he wasted matches, but he also like wanted to work with a lot of people in AEW. I don't think it has anything to do with Punk because, I mean, there's people who are Team Punk who have been highlighted like very highly in AEW in recent months. Like Malachi Black and the House of Black are actually getting like a decent run right now. You have FTR. Like there's a bunch of like Punk guys that have not really been affected one way or another because of Punk and what went down there. Yeah, I'm speculating on the most part, hence the chat. Obviously, none of us really know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, we only know what we can see and kind of like what is reported by outlets that are more trustworthy than others. It's a weird situation. Cody left on his own, and Cody was mostly in charge of his own stuff in AEW, which he said he regretted some of. Yeah. Punk has a lot of friends in AEW, like Brody King and Darby, and they haven't been punished. Yeah, Darby's like literally... Darby's being built up to be the next world champion. Like he is being built up to be the next world champion, and he's like a Punk guy. Leo Rillick in the chat says, I wasted matches. We all know he's talking about one match and one match only. I mean, yeah, we all know that's the match he's talking about. I mean, it's just... I mean, I've already said like my piece on this. I probably should do like a Wrestle Vibes deep dive into that whole situation. I've been thinking about like just literally doing like CM Punk leaving WWE to coming back to WWE and just like that entire like doing like basically a three. I at one point was gonna do like a 3-part like not docu series, but like docu style like thing talking about that, but it just never came to fruition. If they can build Darby and Perry, why won't they build Sammy? I mean, I think part of it is like there's only so many spots on TV right now. And meaningful spots really are only on Dynamite because they have not built and prioritized Collision to be what it probably should be and what it was in the beginning. So I think part of it is just like, hey, man, do your little thing on ROH. Hopefully we get a TV deal soon. By the way, guys, do your little thing and smash that thumbs up. It really, really helps things out, helps people see the stream, helps people in the algorithm see the stream. So really, really appreciate if you guys leave that thumbs up. There's 18 of you watching, only 8 likes right now, but I know you got it in you. All you got to do is leave that thumbs up. Of course, if you feel so inclined, feel free to also leave a super chat as well. But that thumbs up is what it's really all about. Christopher in the chat says, Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the chat, by the way. Welcome, chat. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope everyone's having one for day. What are y'all eating for Thanksgiving? I know it's like a more international audience usually, but like, what are y'all eating for Thanksgiving? What are y'all eating today? Let me know. I'm looking forward to having some chicken. Making some chicken. Obviously, some turkey is going to be made as well. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is probably like my favorite like American holiday. I like it. It is because it's literally like, just like one of the most American days you can think of. Like we're just gonna eat until we're like we pass out. I'm like that is what America is all about. RFK is gonna take that away from us, but we can enjoy it for one last time. Oh man, I'm getting cooked for that one. I bet. All right. Yeah, I mean, overall though, the entire Ricky Starks situation is pretty. It's pretty wild, to be honest. It's pretty wild. Turkey is mid ham. Turkey is mid. Ham is top tier. I am Muslim, bro. That's what I don't do. That's what I don't eat. But shout out to you, man. Hope you enjoy your ham. It's like the glazed ham or whatever. Like I know, like that's like a big thing. I know nothing about pork, so. Yeah, Taco Kid saying hot take, but I'm okay with no turkey being on the Thanksgiving table. I think it's overrated. I think turkey is more so just for like, you know, like that's like that's like the commercialized, that's the commercialization of Thanksgiving. There's like, yeah, it's all about turkey. Buy more turkeys. Spend money on turkeys. Usually like my family, like if we don't do a turkey, we do like a lamb. Yo, there's nothing like a good desi lamb, like seasoned lamb is great. Unfortunately, Thanksgiving is not celebrated in Iran, but I just had macaroni mixed with chicken and Coke. Ooh. I'm just like, the Coke was not me. I was like, ooh, that's a mix right there. You're like, got the macaroni, all right? Throw in some chicken. Shit down a bottle of Coke in there, too. That'd be crazy. But no, man, I love Persian food, too. Shout out to you, Leo Relic. Shout out to you. Turkey is Thanksgiving's mascot. You don't have to eat it. Exactly my point. Well said, Leo. Well said. Yeah, I just, again, I like, you know, I'm not one of those guys who's gonna be like, rah, rah, America, USA mother. Yeah, I'm not gonna be one of those, but like, yo, man, Thanksgiving, I'm just like, hey, man, we're gonna eat. We're going to eat. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to. Got turkey on the table. You got chicken. You got lamb. Whatever. We're eating it. Because it's Thanksgiving. It's all about that stuffing. Lamb is very mid. Oh, lamb is very valid. I thought I read that and I was like, lamb is very mid. Jermaine is crashing out on all my on the spread this year. That's crazy. No, but yeah, I'm a big lamb guy. Obviously I don't eat like ham or pork, but like, no, man, lamb is like, that's like probably like my favorite meat to eat. I love eating lamb meat. Persian food is underrated. I heard Persian restaurants in Iran are doing well, so thank you for liking them. Yeah, man. Bro, like, oh, man, there was so much good Persian food in like the DMV area too. Love it. Anyway, to be honest, I almost stopped watching AEW because of John Moxley and his crew trying to become AEW's NWO or D-Generation X. Absolutely unoriginal. I mean, I think like that's like, I understand people like thinking like, oh man, it's just a parody of the NWO or whatever, but I mean, the thing is this, right? Everything that there is to do in I would say 99% of the things there is to do in pro wrestling have already been done, right? Like many of the angles we see today are, you know, take inspiration from angles that we've seen previously. So to me, it's like if it's different enough and it's not like a parody of something, like TNA used to do this a lot and it would piss me off. TNA used to do a thing where they wouldn't take inspiration from like another storyline or whatever. They would simply just be a parody of that other storyline. Like Immortal was a parody of the NWO. The Fortune 4 was a parody of the Four Horsemen. Like parodies in pro wrestling that you try to build as serious gimmicks will never work. But taking things as inspiration from other things does. And I think this version of the Death Riders is as original as you can get. I'm very interested to see because I'm still waiting on one thing with this story. I'm waiting on that promo that is like, I know they've kind of hinted towards this, but like I think they need to be a little bit more explicit about like their goals. Like, what are they here to do? Like as if I'm a 5-year-old child, lay it out. Make it so there's no question. I think that would help things a lot. You cook anything for Thanksgiving? If so, what do you cook? I mean, usually either turkey or lamb. Usually me. I'm not doing the cooking this year because we're going over families this year, but usually I'll cook that. Some potatoes on the side. Yeah. I mean, I can cook. Someone was like, "You cook?" I'll cook. I cook on here, and I'll cook in the kitchen too. Hit me up, ladies. They fixed Jay White in 2 months. Why can't WWE do that with Cody? I mean, that's a good effing question, bro. Good effing question. Doesn't even resemble Peak Bullet Club. I don't think it resembles the NWO. Yeah, I mean, I think Peak Bullet Club was. Man, I like try to explain this to like people who like didn't watch. It sucks because I remember I was on Kiss the Ring earlier this week and we were talking about like New Japan and y'all know that's what Kenny Baum don't care about. Shout out to Kenny Baum. But man, I just remember I was like sometimes I'm just like, man, like not being like it is crazy like how like different my perspective is on professional wrestling sometimes compared to like people who only watch like AEW or WWE. Because I'm like, man, Peak Bullet Club Peak Bullet Club, like the influence that has had on professional wrestling is like literally still like reflects to this day. 10 years later after they were founded, it is like it's all over. Its fingerprints are all over professional wrestling. It changed professional wrestling. I don't know, but maybe it's just me. Liam in the chat, watch-alongs are back. Are they back? We got 10 votes, all saying yes. I'm gonna hate myself for this because those tire me out so much. But sure, if I can make it back home in time at 6 p.m., watch-alongs are back. You know what? We'll do it up. We're doing it. I might not be home at 6 p.m. when that show starts, but as soon as I get home, we're doing it. We're doing it live. Watch-alongs. We're doing it. You know what? We're gonna even. You know what? We got it. I'm gonna make it. We're gonna do it up. We're gonna do it up. Not that I ever thought I'd pop for babyface Jay White, but man, I pop when he wanted to do Blade Runner on Marina. Yep. Like they are fixing Jay White. Missed you, man. Oh, missed you too, Liam. Missed you too. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope everything's great with you. Hope you're having a blessed week, a blessed year, a blessed couple of months, whatever it is. I hope you're being blessed, my guy. Leo in the chat says, like, Mortal Kombat. Oh, I didn't even read some of the other chats. Yeah, like, Mox's entire shtick is that we hate. Why did I read that? I read that in, like, the Hurt Business's theme song. Is that we hate people. We hate people. In my head, that's how that was said. Yeah, Mox's entire stake is that we hate people not being serious and getting paid, so they beat them up so they can elevate themselves before elevating AEW. It's going to work in the long run. I believe so. I think this is a story that AEW needs to tell. The Death Riders is more about Mox being frustrated with how the company and some of the talent have stagnated. He wants to bring them up. Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of that. I do think, though, it's like we need to get like some sort of I don't know, like maybe it's just me. That is definitely like a bit of my WWE brain where it's like I think AEW needs to do like a little bit more of like just like not like being like, oh, yes, Cody Rhodes is obviously pissed at WWE. Like I don't need Michael Cole to be explaining. I don't need Excalibur to be Michael Cole out there explaining things to me like I'm a literal 2-year-old. But like Mox cutting like a promo with like more of a mission statement is it would be cool. Leora, like we hate people versus we hurt people. It's the inevitable feud. We're getting crazy. That would be a good feud. Mox versus Bobby Lashley, like Hurt Business versus the Death Riders would cook. That would definitely cook. Or Hurt Syndicate. Sorry, that would definitely cook. Shout out to you, Liam. Yeah, no. I will say this, man. Kenny, I don't think I can count on like my hand the amount of times I laughed as hard or harder than I did this past Saturday when Kenny Baum, who was at the show with me, when Kenny Baum just like starts like when the Hurt Business song hits or the Hurt Syndicate song hits, and Kenny Baum just goes, "We hurt people, we hurt people." I lost my mind like laughing. I got a 6-pack. I literally I fell back in my chair laughing so hard. It was crazy out there, man. It was crazy out there. Mox versus Lashley equals we're getting an unofficial Mox versus Lesnar. Hey man, do it up, man. Do it up, because that match at Mania 32 is what we did not care about. That's what we don't care about, as my friends at KTR would say. Like, 'cause that match sucked. Oh my goodness, that match sucked, man. Like, I remember, I think for Mania 32, that was the match that I was most excited for, was Moxley versus Lesnar. Because I was like, oh, these are like two guys I've never seen go one-on-one in a singles match before. Moxley, like, I love Moxley. He was always my favorite, Dean Ambrose was always my favorite member of the Shield. I always thought he was, in my mind, he was always the leader, right? Because if you go back and watch the original Shield promos, like, he was the one that they trusted on promos. Because he was just the best promo out of all of them. I mean, still to this day, that remains true. And, Roman is obviously bigger than Mox. Like I'm not even going to, as far as like a star, right? I'm not even going to debate that. But if we're talking about like pure talent, he is, and this is like, this is crazy when you're talking about like the three talent, right, of the Shield, like Moxley, Rollins, and Roman. But Moxley, in my opinion, is like the best overall talent of all of those guys. Like, Roman has the aura and everything, like, and I fully agree with that. He's the biggest star, but Mox is like, man, Mox is just, if he gets there in the ring with you and he gets there on the mic with you, he can cook you like anytime he wants. Yeah, but it'd be cool. Winter is coming. Episodes are now intertwined with the C2, and the C2 is more important. I mean, the C2 is cooking, man. I love the C2. I'm glad they brought this back. A lot of people were like, when are they going to bring back meaningful wrestling on Dynamite? It's back. The C2 they were cooking last night. Outside of the Ricochet versus Claudio stuff, that was not cooking, but they were cooking. Wheeler Yuta never should have joined Mox. He was loved as a face. He should at least cost Mox and get put over in the... I think that's what's going to happen. Because still to this day, like, Wheeler is like a reluctant heel. Like, Moxley's kind of like almost hypnotized him into thinking this is a must-do for the greater good. But I do think it's going to come back around. And Wheeler will be a bigger star for having done that, I think, too. That said, Mariah versus Mina is going to be insanely good. Then we'll see the inevitable return of Tony Storm, after Mariah beats Mina, send back to Stardom. Yeah, that seems to be the main event they're building towards for Australia. It seems to be Tony Storm versus Mariah May. I think that's going to be the match, and it's going to be the first women's main event of a pay-per-view in AEW history. And it's going to be on a very important show. It's going to be that AEW Australia show, which we got to talk about because that is next on the docket. Let's talk about it. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about AEW and this Australia show, because there's been a lot obviously like happening with this, a lot A lot of people are talking about the failure, as it would about this show. And you know what? Time for me to talk about it too. Even though I did do a video about this, I will like rehash the I will rehash this a bit as well, because that's what I do. That's what I do. Who was that? Who used to say that? That was Mark Henry back in the day. He's like, the Hall of Pain, that's what I do. Shout out to Mark Henry, man. All right. So let's take a look at this puppy. How do I even... Okay, well. You know what? I'm just going to make myself really small in the corner. We're going to figure this out as we go, people. Because we hurt people. All right. I'm sorry. We're going to make... I'm like literally fixing something. I need to get a... I would say I need to get a producer, but that's what I'm not doing. I'm not paying no one to do this. Anyway, all right. All right, so here we go. This is the big kind of story about like what's happening with the Australia show. Obviously, originally AEW Australia was set to run from Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, Australia. It was a very, very bold move to do this. A very bold move to do this. Running a stadium show in a continent that is very, very, very far away from your home base. That is very hard to break through. Even WWE at a point had trouble, like, you know, establishing a foothold and selling tickets. They ended up doing very well, but AEW Ticketmap updates aggregated the following information that I think is really good. AEW will now be running Grand Slam Australia from the Brisbane Entertainment Centre in Brisbane, Australia on February 15th. AEW had their site set on 50K, but they only sold around 10,000 tickets, 6,000 VIP, 4,000 regular. All tickets to the Suncorp Stadium will be honored at the Entertainment Centre. So, yeah. Basically, TLDR, they had a stadium booked. They were planning on running a stadium. That is now no longer happening. They've downgraded to a 13,000 or so capacity arena, which, look, they took a risk here and it did not pay off. Yes, and in that way they failed. But people who are saying that they are, you know, dead because of this is, I think, an overstatement. Like, you're gonna hear a lot of people like, they can't even sell out a stadium. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't feed the beast. Don't feed the beast. I need to stop doing that impression because I feel like everyone knows who I'm talking about. I don't care. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, but there's gonna be people who, like, you know, see this and say like, oh my God, they're dead in the water. They're gonna fail or whatever. For what this was, them failing is like, I mean, they tried something. They tried something. It didn't work out. They're a growing company. I don't think they are in a position in Australia, especially, where they could have established a foothold like this and could have done well. There's always like an outside chance, but getting people to travel there is a very dubious proposition because they are like, Australia is literally one of the farthest continents away from everything. Like, if you're on the East Coast of the United States, it takes you like nearly 24 hours to get there earlier. And that's like, you know, assuming you have like pretty decent layovers or whatever. Like, there's rarely any direct flights. And if you have one, it's extremely expensive. So, it's crazy. I'm glad they did this now because it's going to be a talking point. It's going to get buried from a PR perspective. Like, I have very little skin in the game as far as that. I'm not going to this event. I'm not like doing it up there, but it is what it is. We got Jermaine saying it's 4 months away from the pay-per-view. They would have been able to sell 30K, but at least it's more than 13. Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is look, even WWE when they ran the stadium in Perth, Australia, a couple of months ago for Elimination Chamber, like they had large sections of the stadium tarped off. So it's a hard market to begin with, and when you're a distant number 2 globally in professional wrestling, it's hard to do that. But them even selling 10,000 tickets, I think, is like kind of crazy because I didn't expect the show to sell well. To be honest, to be clearly honest, I was like, when I heard 10,000, I'm like, all right, if they move to like an arena size, like maybe like 15,000, 13,000, which is kind of what they're doing here. They can probably sell that thing out, make it look really, really good on TV, and get a hot crowd. I think that is what they will do. They will have a hot crowd for that show. 24 hours, and you still have to do a layover in Sydney or Melbourne to get to Brisbane. Yep. It's crazy. Taco Kid is the expert on all things Oceanica. As someone who lived in Australia, I did see this coming. Yep. I mean, I think you even... I might be misremembering this, but I feel like you even mentioned it, like when we were at either Wrestle Dream or maybe it was in the chat at some point. But I feel like I remember you saying that before. AEW needed to have an Australian World Champion by then to advertise it. Yeah, I mean, well, she's not Australian, but Toni Storm is from New Zealand, or is it New Zealand? Like Toni Storm is from New Zealand. I think Jay White is from New Zealand. Let's see. I'm going to confirm this before I get this wrong. Yeah. She was born in Auckland, New Zealand. You have Jay White, who's from New Zealand. And New Zealand is like closer proximity to Australia. So there is a bit of a, not a homecoming, but a homecoming there. Yeah, it's a hard market to break out into. I mean, look, at the end of the day, their ticket sales for Texas are probably going to be really good. I think the goal for that show is 40,000. If you can sell 40,000 or have 40,000 in the arena or in that stadium, that's a really good show, and that's good for All In. I don't think it's going to impact that. I do think they're going to sell well there, but yeah, Aussies don't really care about New Zealand. Yeah, will you make the trip to Australia? That's what I'm not doing. As I look at those ticket prices, I'm like, that's what I'm not doing. No, I will not be. But yeah, I did mention it on the video you made when it first got announced on Kiss the Ring. Oh my goodness, the Kiss there. Okay, Brian's sitting there he's sitting there waiting to cook this video, which we will not be doing. I refuse. Creative. I'm gonna pull my creative control card on Kiss the Ring. That's not gonna work for me, brother. But no, I'm not making the trip to Australia. I'm not doing many wrestling shows next year. I think the only ones I can't do Mania because I have some personal obligations I have that weekend, so I won't be making the trip out. I'll be and my coverage for Mania is probably going to be warped because of those obligations, so I won't be even doing that. Won't be at the Rumble because Indy is where I'm not going. So I think the big ones I'm going to be doing are probably All in Texas. Definitely want to do that one. And then, I don't know, if they have a show in New York, I'll probably go to that one, which they probably will. I'm not doing Forbidden Door next year, though, which is going to be Bank Holiday weekend in England. Speaking of which, Kyle Fletcher pulled a Kyle and went bald. Kyle Fletcher, I pulled a Kyle and Fletcher. Oh, no. It's a good time. Yeah, Kyle Fletcher's hair is already going back, though, man, so you might want to get back on that. I would never go, man, going bald would be crazy for me. I do not want to see what that hairline would look like. I don't like the way the the semifinals are formatted. I think it's fine. I'm just glad that the C2 is back, man. Besides the US and UK, what are other countries AEW should run stadium shows at? Germany, I think would work. I know they're very popular there. I think if they had a big stadium show in Vancouver, I think that could work because, their ticket sales for Vancouver weren't great for whatever it was, the Rogers Center or whatever. But I think if they made it a big deal, if you have All In Vancouver, which is a city that has been starved recently for professional wrestling, it's why Survivor Series is going to be there. I think that could work. So Canada there, you have Germany, I think Scotland, which I know is not a UK, whatever. I think that could work as well. So it depends. It depends. I mean, they're doing one in Japan. Like they're doing the Tokyo Dome in Japan a week after all Worlds End. So we'll see. They're going to be doing a few. They're going to get a few cracks at this. I'm going to go to All In, but I got to fly Spirit. So should I really? I mean, bro, if Spirit is still around by then they just filed for bankruptcy. They're cooked. I will say, I flew Frontier to Atlanta because I was like, it was like literally an $80 ticket. I was like, this is all right. Booked. $80 back and forth to Atlanta. Let's do it, baby. What do you mean AEW should like $7K for Collision in Vancouver? That's pretty good. Yeah. No. Like they did. Look, yes, they did $7K for Collision in Vancouver, which is a really good number compared to where they've been for Dynamite. But also like same arena, and again, it's comparing WWE to AEW. I'm like you guys know I'm not like. You guys know how I am about that. You guys know I'm not like trying to bad faith this or whatever, but I'm just saying, regardless of like, they only sold 7,000 for an arena that's like 20. They are still, I think, if you do a stadium there, I think it would sell well. I think it would sell well because it would not. It's not only the idea of like this being a massive like all in level show, but it's being in a stadium like that is big. That is really really big, and it's going to add to the vibe and the importance of the show as well. And that's like part of the marketing, right? So we'll see. Have All In tickets went on sale yet? I haven't like looked at that yet, but so I'm not too sure. When do All In tickets go on sale? On sale, December 9th. So there's some time until you get that first All In ticket map. Oh, I forgot. We also got Revolution. Oh, God. Revolution in LA. When is that? March 8th, 9th. Oh, no, that's Ramadan. I can't do that. Ramzan, baby. I can't be doing that. That Forbidden Door. I'm like literally, hold up. I'm just going to pull this up so y'all can see too. Y'all can see too. Shout out to the C2. The Continental Classic is back, baby. I'm never gonna get rid of that damn thing. Okay. All right. So let me just fix this. Dupe. By the way, guys, be sure to leave a like, leave a thumbs up. Jesus Christ. I'm really bad at this producing thing, man. Your comments, your questions, your opinions. All right, let's do it up here. Let's look at AEW's next couple of shows here because there's a bunch of them. So obviously, big one coming up: Final Battle, Collision, and Dynamite from the Hammerstein Ballroom. I think Dynamite for this is selling like pretty well, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe Dynamite is selling pretty well for this. Let me actually see if I can pull up WrestleTix. So y'all can kind of see. All right. Ooh, let me move myself over here because I got some more room. There we go. You can see a little bit more of me because I'm the star of this show. But obviously, you got Vancouver. Okay, speaking of Vancouver, look at that. So Survivor Series Vancouver, 16,000 tickets sold. Current capacity 17,000. That map is crazy. It's gonna be a crazy vibe in there. AEW Full Gear obviously had like right around 10,000 people there. It was a really nice crowd. I don't know why it didn't come across live, but it was a really nice crowd. As you guys can see there, it's like pretty sizable crowd for an AEW show. Trying to see. I feel like there was an update on the Hammerstein Ballroom. Maybe I'm just cooked. Maybe I'm misremembering. Oh, this is in the Sports and Entertainment Arena in D.C. I should probably go to that show. Orlando, you got that one. Where's the Hammerstein? Did I make this up? Am I just cooked? I think I might be cooked, boys and girls, and my people, my other people out there. Oh, okay, no, never mind. Oh, this is GCW for the Hammerstein Ballroom, so they've only sold 600 tickets for that show. I think I made this up. There is no update on the Hammerstein Ballroom. I must have confused it with the GCW show. Oh, well, there's the pre-sale. Maybe that's what... Oh, wait. Here we go. I found it. All right. So Collision has already outsold GCW in that. This is from November 22nd. So this is less than a week ago. About a week ago. So Collision selling over 900 tickets for the Hammerstein Ballroom. I think like the max capacity here is like even... like it's right around like this 1,400 number. Or, like I think it's slightly more than that. Here we go. And then this is the other one, the big one, Dynamite for the Hammerstein Ballroom. They've sold over 1,000 tickets, so that's going to be a very hot crowd there for AEW. I need them to do Enter this. I need them to book the Sandman and give me Enter the Sandman live in AEW. Give me that. Only pay-per-view I'll be going to next year is outside Seattle is Cena's last match. Yeah. SummerSlam. That's the other big one I'm doing. I think that's going to be my John Cena event of the year or whatever. Like, because I do need to see Cena. Fun fact, I've never seen Cena live. I've been to a whole bunch of WWE shows, even in like the high scene. Like, I never seen John Cena live. So that, like, obviously I have to do that. And I believe he's going to be there for SummerSlam. So the idea would be I'm going to SummerSlam at MetLife to see Cena for the first time. I legit want Kenny and the Bucks to reconcile. I want Bullet Club Gold back, not the Bang Bang Gang, so I can see Bullet Club wars across multiple companies. Yeah, it's crazy we still haven't had the Bullet Club Civil War storyline. Honestly, New Japan and AEW should work together and bring back Bullet Club, the old way of not giving F, yet extremely in touch with the fans. Yep, I agree. Cena versus MJF would be his last match. Make it happen. That's what's not going to happen. It would be crazy, but it's not going to happen. I'm going to All In. We got to fly Spirit. I already read that one. Oh, man, guys. All right. I'll give it another 5 minutes, I think, and then we're good. By the way, guys, I did not do a plug. Whoops. That shows you how good I am when it comes to sponsorships. Anyway, guys, be sure to go check out our partners over at SeatGeek. Guys, today I am going to help you guys save money. A lot of you guys have told me, I'm going to this wrestling show, I'm going to that wrestling show, I'm not going to this. Regardless of what wrestling show you're going to, I'm going to help you guys save $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off your first purchase using the promo code REALTAKE when you sign up for SeatGeek. It's as easy as this. Go to the description, click on the link, sign up for SeatGeek, pick whatever show you want. Promo code REALTAKE at checkout. All you got to do is copy it. It's all in the description. Promo code REALTAKE at checkout. And bada bing, bada boom, you saved yourself $20. Easy as money in your pocket. Promo code REALTAKE. All you got to do, and you get $20 to spend at the concessions, $20 to spend towards merch, $20 to spend towards parking. However you want to spend it, whatever you want to do, you got it in your pocket. $20 off using the promo code REALTAKE. That's my plug. That's what I do. That's how I do it. But guys, go check that out. Be sure to hit that like button. Last couple of chats coming in over the next couple of minutes. By the way, I think the Lions game did start. Don't they usually play at 12:30? New Fight for the Fallen logo resembles remembers Fight Forever. New Fight Forever game confirmed. I'm sure Kenny Baum is gonna Gonna do something about that. I got my Wrestle Dream tickets for like $15 because I used that promo code. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that. It works, baby. It works. It works. Taco Kid is an example. Sign up, promo code RealTake. You saved yourself $20. I bet those tickets were what, $30, $35, something like that? He's like, 15. Basically got him for free. Taco Kid using that brain and the promo code RealTake. We'd love to see it. Jokes aside, I would love like for AEW to not abandon the games and actually continue the development for a newer release. I mean, I think it's going to be a while before you get Fight Forever 2, just based off of the vibe of this current game. They also own Codebase. It's made with Unreal Engine. Literally, they could hire any other dev that isn't Ukes to do it. Yeah. Man, Kenny Baum, I'm sure, has thoughts about that. But guys, just want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. I am tired. I'm gonna go. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. Didn't even eat last night because I'm saving room. It's going to be a good day, good eats, good vibes. Hope all of you enjoy the day, whether or not you're celebrating Thanksgiving, no matter what you're celebrating, even if you're not celebrating. I hope you eat well. I hope you keep it real. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see you later. Probably I'm going to upload a video later today, but I'll see you guys later. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the day. Until next time, keep it real.